Here's something most urologists won't tell you. The reason your morning erections disappeared isn't because your body stopped working. It's because three crucial activation points went silent. When I show men over 60 where these points are, 90% say the same thing. Doctor, I've been touching my body for 70 years. How did I never know about this? I'm Dr. Sophie Morgan, board-certified urologist with 12 years helping men reclaim what they thought age had stolen. What I'm about to reveal sounds almost too simple. 3 specific spots on your lower body. When pressed in the right sequence with proper breathing, they can restart your body's natural morning response. No pills, no pumps, no appointments. These aren't hidden in some obscure anatomy textbook. They're right there on your body. You walk past them, sit on them, and ignore them every single day. Nobody taught you they existed. And nobody showed you the exact pressure, timing, and breathing pattern that makes them work. Stay with me because I'll walk you through each point and give you the 5-minute daily routine that brings them back online. But first, where are you watching from today? United States, Canada, Australia, India, Philippines? Drop your location in the comments. And here's my question. Do you remember the last time you woke up with a strong morning erection? If it's been more than a month, type 1. If it happens occasionally, type 0. Most men think morning erections fade because testosterone drops or blood vessels weaken. Partially true. But here's what your doctor probably didn't explain. Your body didn't forget how to create erections. It forgot how to initiate them. Over years, you stopped paying attention to your pelvic region. You stopped moving certain ways, breathing deeply, touching yourself with intention. Slowly, those 3 activation points went dormant. Dormant doesn't mean dead. It means asleep. I've seen men in their 70s wake these points back up in as little as 2 weeks. Let me tell you about Thomas. 65 years old, retired engineer from India. He came frustrated. Dr. Sophie, he said, I haven't felt anything down there in the morning for 3 years. I asked him one question. When's the last time you touched your body below the waist with awareness? He stared at me. Never. I showed him the first activation point. Just this one spot. Touch it every morning for 1 week. 7 days later, he called. Doctor, he said, I felt warmth. Then this morning I woke up and it was there. Where's this first point? The first activation point lives at the base of your pubic bone. That hard ridge where your lower abdomen meets your pelvis. Most men have never consciously touched it. Beneath that bone sit a network of nerves and blood vessels that control everything below. In traditional Chinese medicine, this area is called the lower dantian, your body's energy reservoir. Western medicine calls it the pelvic plexus. Different names, same function. When you press here with intention, you're flipping a switch that's been off for years. Biologically, the pressure stimulates the pudendal nerve, which connects directly to your penis, prostate, and pelvic floor. This nerve has been waiting for your attention. When you finally give it, blood flow increases, muscle tension releases, and neural pathways start firing again. Your pelvic region is a sleeping engine. This pressure point, it's the ignition key. Emotionally, this moment matters. You're not just touching your body. You're reconnecting with a part of yourself you've abandoned. Many men avoid this area entirely out of frustration or shame. But when you place your hand there with intention, with respect, you're saying, I haven't given up on you. Many men cry the first time they feel warmth return, not from sadness, but relief. The realization that they're not broken, just disconnected. Practically, here's the technique. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat. Place 3 fingers just above your pubic bone. Press firmly but gently downward and slightly inward. You're looking for a subtle resistance, almost like pressing into firm clay. Hold steady pressure while taking 10 deep breaths through your nose. On each exhale, press slightly deeper. Feel for warmth, tingling, or pulse. That's your body waking up. Do this every morning for 14 days. Mark it on your calendar. Track what you notice. Some men feel changes in 3 days. Others take 2 weeks. But here's what I tell everyone. Consistency beats intensity. 5 minutes daily is worth more than 30 minutes once a week. This first point is powerful. But I discovered something fascinating in my practice. There's a second spot. 95% of men don't even know exists. And when activated together with the first point, the results amplify dramatically. Some men report feeling more alive down there within 48 hours. Ready to learn where it is?
Nobody talks about the perineum, that small area between your scrotum and anus. Western culture treats it like it doesn't exist. Eastern medicine has known about its power for thousands of years. And after 12 years of clinical practice, I can tell you with certainty, this spot is the game changer most men are missing. Let me tell you about Kenneth. 71 years old, former pilot from the Philippines. He tried everything. When I mentioned the perineum, he looked uncomfortable. "Doctor," he said, "that seems strange." I told him, strange or not, it works. Give me 2 weeks. He agreed. Every morning after activating the pubic point, he'd sit on a rolled towel positioned under his perineum. Just sitting, just breathing. Within 10 days, he called, "Dr. Sophie, I feel like blood is moving again, like something that was blocked just opened up." The perineum sits directly over your prostate and the root of your penis. When you apply gentle sustained pressure here, you're massaging these structures from the outside. Blood that's been stagnant starts circulating. Nerves that went quiet start signaling. The entire region comes back online. Here's what most men don't realize. This isn't about age. It's about attention. A 75-year-old who activates this spot daily will outperform a 50-year-old who ignores it. The technique is simple, but requires consistency. Sit on a yoga block, rolled towel, or tennis ball positioned under your perineum. Not too hard, not too soft. You want firm, comfortable pressure. Sit for 5 minutes while breathing deeply. Morning and evening if possible. Within a week, you'll notice changes, maybe warmth, tingling, or that morning you've been waiting for. Kenneth sent me a text 3 weeks later. "Doctor, I woke up this morning and smiled. My wife asked why. I told her I felt like myself again." Before we move to the third point, would you try this perineum technique? If you're willing, type 1 in the comments. If it feels too uncomfortable, type 0. The third activation point isn't near your groin. It's along your inner thighs. And most men walk right past it every single day without realizing they're ignoring a major blood highway to their manhood. Let me show you where it is. Your inner thighs aren't just for walking. Hidden along the crease where your thigh meets your torso runs one of the body's most important circulation pathways. In Eastern medicine, it's part of the liver and spleen meridians. In Western anatomy, it follows the femoral artery and nerve. This is the highway that delivers blood and sensation to everything below. Raymond, a 73-year-old from Canada, discovered this by accident. He'd been doing the first 2 points for 3 weeks with moderate results. Then one morning while stretching, he pressed into his inner thigh crease and felt something shift, a warmth spreading downward. He called me. "Doctor, I wasn't even trying. What happened?" I explained he'd activated the third point. When all three work in harmony, that's when men see the biggest transformations. The technique is straightforward. After activating the pubic point and perineum, lie on your back. Use your fingertips to trace along the inner thigh crease from hip down toward knee. Press gently, exploring for tender or tight spots. When you find one, pause. Breathe into it. Apply steady pressure for 30 to 60 seconds. Then move to the next spot. This isn't massage. It's activation. You're telling these pathways, wake up. Remember your job. Start moving blood again. Within days, most men notice their legs feel more alive, their lower body more connected, and yes, morning erections start returning with more frequency and firmness. Raymond told me 6 weeks later, "Dr. Sophie, I feel like I got my body back. Not just the erections, though, they came back, too. I feel more grounded, more present, more like the man I used to be." These 3 points are powerful on their own, but 5 simple daily habits multiply their effectiveness by 10. The surprising part, one habit has nothing to do with exercise or supplements. 78% of my patients say this single practice gave them more results than everything else combined. What is it? It's free. You've been doing it since birth. You do it 20,000 times a day. But wrong. I'm talking about the way you breathe. First, breathe deeply through your nose for 5 minutes daily. This increases nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels, not harder exercise. Smarter breathing. Second, drink warm water each morning before anything else. This kickstarts circulation, not more supplements, better circulation. Third, reduce evening sugar. High blood sugar damages the tiny vessels that feed erections, not complex protocols. Consistent presence. Fourth, take a light walk after dinner, just 10 to 15 minutes. This activates your venous pump and helps blood return to your core. Fifth, touch your body with respect. Not just these 3 points, but everywhere. Reconnection happens through presence, not pressure. Combine these 3 activation points with these 5 daily habits, and here's what men typically report. Within 1 week, increased warmth and sensitivity. Within 2 weeks, occasional morning stirrings. Within 4 weeks, consistent morning erections returning. After 12 years helping men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, I've learned something profound. Your body never stops wanting to work correctly. It just needs your attention, your consistency, and your belief that change is possible. Today you've learned 3 activation points that can restart your morning response. 5 habits that amplify the results. The question now is simple. Will you try it? Will you give yourself 14 days of focused attention? Take these tools and make them yours. A few minutes each morning of intentional touch, deep breathing, and full presence. Because when you do, you'll understand what I tell every patient. That power was always inside you, just waiting to be unlocked.